Hey, I'm Brian. This is Amusement Park Tour on my trip to Canada's Wonderland. Once you walk through the front entrance, you can immediately see the Wonder Mountain. It all looked really nice with the fountains and the waterfall. We were really impressed when we walked in. Everything looked so well maintained and clean. Just a nice experience. We started by heading over to Leviathan. Had to walk through this castle. It's kind of nice. We were just not expecting this much theming when we came to Canada's Wonderland. We were really surprised. It was nice. We really enjoyed it. You know, I really hope that B&M continues to make the Giga coasters because both Leviathan and Fury 325 are fantastic. Just really fast, fun, smooth rides. The speed feels really impressive on all those sections that stay low to the ground, and then you still get air on all the camelbacks. I mean, you just can't really ask for that much more on a coaster like this. The only downside of Leviathan for me was that it just felt a little short. When it hits that final brake run, it's pretty high up still, and it's going pretty fast. It just seems like the ride really could have kept going. Still a great ride though, and really wanting a ride to keep going is a pretty good sign. But do you see what I'm talking about? Look how high up and fast it's still going. Alright, the next thing we did was Dragonfire. This was a fun old aero looper. Pretty good time. A lot of people complain that these rides are rough. And sometimes they can be, but I always still enjoy them. And while this ride was coming down the drop and going through the loops, it was really smooth. Didn't feel rough at all until it started hitting those curves and of course going through those corkscrews. Good times. Alright, so next we headed over to Wild Beast. We had so much fun on this ride. It was way better than we expected. The first time we rode, we sat in the front and we just had so much airtime. We were blown away. We had no idea. Sleeper hit of Canada's Wonderland. The next time we rode it, we did sit in the back and it was a little rougher. We didn't have quite as much fun, but we still really liked it. The bat, it's their standard Tacoma boomerang. Kind of given up on these rides. I don't really enjoy that much anymore. Thunder Run was the park's powered coaster. Had some nice scenery inside the mountain. It was pretty fun. I wouldn't wait a long time to ride it, but I enjoyed it. And I can definitely see it being a great first coaster for kids. Next up was the Fly. It was a Wild Mouse coaster. It was really fun. I know some people hate these rides. I really like them. I don't know why. So I loved it. Standard stuff then. Then made our way over to Vortex, the aero suspended coaster. It was tons of fun. I love these rides. I'm sad every time I see a park get rid of one. And this one was really nice looking. I mean, it just looked classic, and the way it just kind of went over the water. It was just a really pretty coaster. Wonder Mountain Guardian was a great ride. We had so much fun on it. We loved the combination of roller coaster and dark ride. And then that drop at the end was the perfect thrill for the ride's finale. So flight deck was your standard Vekoma SLC. Again, you know, a lot of people complain about these rides being rough, and you know they frequently are. But I didn't really think this one was that bad, and neither did the person I was with. I mean, we both had a blast. We loved it, and we rode it multiple times. I also just plain think these rides look cool, and a Vekoma SLC was actually my very first inverted coaster I ever got to ride, so maybe I'm a little biased about them. So I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised that one of these Damperla Valairs are at Canada's Wonderland. Sort of feel like the park deserves something a little better. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're certainly not great. They're pretty rough. I think the park should honestly have probably a B&M flyer or something like that. Maybe one of the new Vekoma flyers, I don't know. And I just wanted to show the carousel because it was really nice looking in all these trees. Just a really beautiful area in the park. Next up was Behemoth. I mean, it's a fun ride. You know, you have that 200 plus foot drop and it has some speed and some air, but I always kind of feel like B&M Hypers go a little too slow over the hills, but maybe it's just me. I still had a fun time. I always do. So I've been on 2 of these backlot stunt coasters now, this one and the one at Kings Island, and I really like them. I mean, they're fun, they're pretty forceful for a small little ride. This one is missing out on that fire sequence with the helicopter though, kind of a bummer. That's me just making my way over to that Canadian Mindbuster. So this was the larger of the 2 wooden coasters in the park. We had a good time on this one also. We noticed at the end it seemed like it had a lot of new wood, like it had just been re-tracked towards the end of the ride, and it was really smooth through there. So I don't know if it was very rough before. You might want to try again because it was smooth. We had a good time. Show you some of the fun flat rides they had throughout the park, and this nice little routine. So this sledgehammer ride looked pretty awesome. It obviously should have been called the Claw though. Missed opportunity. It looked really cool. I don't really ride rides that just spin like this because they just kind of make me feel sick. So I skipped this, but I still enjoyed seeing it operate. It was really neat. I hadn't seen anything like it before. Cool ride. Now this is the ride that they could have gone ahead and called Sledgehammer, seeing how it's kind of even painted to look like a sledgehammer. Again, missed opportunity, but still a fun ride. And I don't mind riding these so much because they don't really spin that much. And this looked really cool, but it was a hell no for me too, because look at that thing spin. You see that girl flipping like crazy? Be throwing up like crazy. And then I just had to show this top spin because I really hadn't seen one with 2 separate rows like that. I thought it was really cool. This wraps up our day at Canada's Wonderland. It was a great park. We had a great time. Look forward to going back in the future. And just one more time to show you that nice mountain on our way out. Just one last selfie.